Now, let us look into the mathematical questions that would be asked in PhD interviews. First question was asked to one of my senior in IISc. So this is an interesting question. So the question is like this. You have 100 1 rupee coins with you, okay? And you are given an additional 1 rupee coin. Suppose you are tossing that additional 1 rupee coin, and if head comes up, you gain 2 1 rupee coins. And if tail comes up, you will lose 3 1 rupee coins. Okay? Now, what we have to find is that on an average, how many tosses will it take for you to lose all the coins? So this is what we have to find. On an average, how many tosses will it take for you to lose all the coins? So that's the question. So just pause the video for a moment and think how to do this question. So when they asked this question, what my senior started doing is that he started doing it using binomial distribution. But they stopped him and told him that it can be easily done using the concept of average value or mean value concept. So this is how they give hints. So this problem can be done in many ways, okay? But what is the shortest method? The easiest method to do is by average value method. So I will show you how it is done. So here, so simply this question can be summarized as like this. You have 100 1 rupee coins within you and an additional 1 rupee coin which you are using for tossing. And if head comes up, you will gain 2 coins, that is plus 2 coins. And if tail comes up, you will lose 3 coins. So this is the overall question. Okay. And we know that if we toss a coin, we have a half probability to get head and a half probability to get tail. Okay. What we have to find now is that effectively, what is the amount of money that we gain or lose per one toss. So that is what we have to find. Now let us introduce a variable x, where x can be head or tail. Okay. Now let us define a function f of x. Okay. And if x is head, that is f of h is given by plus 2 and f of tail is given by minus 3. Okay. Now to find average value of any function, it is simply average value of a function is simply integral of p of x into f of x dx, right? But this is applicable if x is a continuous variable. But now here we have a discrete variable x. So for that we have to use summation. So the average value is given by sigma p of x f of x, okay, is equal to. So let us first consider the case where head comes up. So if we toss the coin and we are getting head, for that the probability is half, right? And if head comes, what is the value of the function? Plus 2. Plus 2. Okay, this is one thing. Plus only now tail can come, right, with a probability half. And if tail comes, we will lose 3 coins, 3 1 rupee coins. So now what we get is 1 plus minus 3 by 2. 1 minus 3 by 2 is minus 1 by 2, right? Minus 1 by 2. So effectively per toss, okay, effectively per one toss, we will lose half rupees. So that is the meaning. Okay. So we have 100 rupee coins within, we have 100 1 rupee coin with us, and we have an additional 1 rupee coin and we are tossing it. Okay. So head can come or tail can come. Okay. So per one toss, okay, on an average, we will lose half rupees from our side. So from this, you can easily find how much doses it would take for our whole coins to get finished, right? Because now we know per one toast, we will lose half rupees. So how much doses it will take for this 100 rupees to get finished from us? So it is easy, right? Just divide 100 by this half. We will get how many doses is required. So the total number of doses required so that we lose all the coins that we have is given by 100 divided by half, which is given by 200, right? It is equal to 200. So 200 doses is required for us to lose all the coins that we have initially. So the next sub question from this question is that for worst case scenario, how many doses would it take? Okay, worst case scenario means we are only getting tail. The second sub question is like this: for worst case scenario, how many doses would it take to completely lose all our coins? Yeah, worst case scenario means we are getting only tail, because if we get tail, we will lose -3 coins. So that is the worst case scenario, right? So we are getting only tail. So then how many doses it will take? So that is the question. And we also have to find what is the probability for it to happen. That is what is the probability for this worst case scenario to happen. So the first thing is that how many doses would it take for this for corresponding to this worst case scenario? Because the thing is that for tail we are losing 3 coins. Okay, so how much dose? 100 divided by 3. It comes as 33.33, like that. But it should be a whole number, right? Because we are finding out how many doses. So it will be 34 approximately. Okay. Yeah, 34. Yeah, correct. So it will be 34. 34 doses will be required. And what is the probability for it to happen? It is also simple. So for worst case scenario, we are only getting tail, right? So if we are tossing a coin, what is the probability to get a tail? Half. Okay. Then again we have to get tail in the next toss also. So for that, half. Again we have to get tail in the next toss, half. So like that, how many times we have to get tail? 34 tosses. Okay, 34 times. Which means it is equal to that probability equal to half raised to 34. Okay. Now they asked him to estimate its order. Okay. Order means, right, 10 raised to something, like that. They are not asking him to find the exact value, find its order. Okay. We have to find the order. Order of what? Half raised to 34. How to find the order? How to estimate? Using calculator, we can easily find, but to estimate, they are asking to estimate its order. Okay, roughly. So because this is expected, because one of the important research skill is to estimate the order of values. It may arise in many cases while doing research, in which we have to roughly estimate the order. Okay, so that skill is required. So that's why they are asking such questions. Okay, you can use this concept to find this. If y is equal to half raised to 34, then log y, okay, log y is equal to 34 log half, right? And which means log y is equal to minus 34 log t, right? Yeah, I think you know how this came. And then Now log 2, what is the value of log 2? Okay, similarly, we have to estimate the order of log 2. It is simple. So what is the 10 raised to 0 is 1, right? 10 raised to 0.5 is what? Actually, it is root 10, right? It is less than, not less than, greater than 3, right? So we are looking for some 10 raised to, what is 10 raised to 1 by 3? Actually, it is cube root of 10. Cube root of 10, okay? Cube root of 10. What is cube root of 10? Actually, it will be greater than 2. Yes, how I am writing this? Because root 9, what is root 9? Root 9 is 3. So root 10 will be greater than 3, okay? And what is cube root of 8? Cube root of 8 is 2. So cube root of 10 will be greater than 2. So now we have come closer to 2, because what we have to find is 10 raised to some power. 10 raised to some power should be close to 2. So this is the value of log 2, right? So that is what logarithmic function is. So here 10 raised to 1 by 3 is closer to 2. Okay. So we can approximately take it to be 1 by 3. Okay. Approximately. Because we just need to find the order of y is equal to half raised to 3 by 4. So which is 0.3. Okay. Now we can substitute here minus 34 into 0.3. What is its value? 34 into 0.3. We get it as minus 102. Okay. Point here, which is approximately equal to minus 10. Now log y is equal to minus 10, which means y is equal to 10 raised to minus 10. Okay, so this is the order. That's it. Because they have asked only to find the order. If they ask to find the order, don't give importance to minute values. Okay, so y is equal to half raised to 34. Just take logarithmic function on both sides. Log y is equal to 34 log half. Then write it properly. So log 2, it is good to know what is the value. It is clear, it is near to 0.3. Okay, if something other is coming, you can use this method. 10 raised to 0 is like that a root of number we can approximate, because we know roots of many numbers, so we can approximate whether it is greater than some number or lesser than number. You can use that idea. Okay, here root 10, it should be greater than 3, and cube root of 10, it should be greater than 2 slightly, because cube root of 8 is 2, cube root of 10 should be slightly greater than 2, so that we can take it to be 2, because so that much accuracy is only needed, because we just need to find the order. So putting the value, what we get is y is equal to 10 raised to minus 10. If you plug the value of if you just use the calculator to find this, what you get is, so even if you find the value of half raised to 34 using calculator, you will get it to some 10 raised 1.16 into 10 raised to minus 10. So they are only asking order, right? So this is correct, right? So that's only required. Now let us move on. Now let us move on to the second question. So this question was asked to me in IISc. So the question is like this. Suppose I, means the professor who is asking this question. Suppose I traveled from my home to university at 30 km per hour, and from university back to home at 20 km per hour. What is my average velocity? So this was the question. So there are many ways to find the answer. What I did was, the average velocity is simply equal to total distance traveled by total time taken, right? Total time. So this is house of the professor, assume that, and university. Okay, the distance, let it be x. So the total distance from house to university and university house, it will be 2x, right? 2x by total time taken is x by the velocity is 30 km per hour. Okay, 30 plus x by 20 km per hour. 20. Okay, so that's it. Total distance 2x. Total time is time taken for him to travel from house to university. That is equal to time is equal to distance by velocity, right? So x by 30 kilometer 30. Okay, plus x by 20, like that. So then what we'll get is 2x by 20x plus 30x is 50x by 30 into 20 is 600, right? Is equal to 2x into 600 divided by 50x. So x and x will cancel. Then what happens is, so canceling 1 here, 25 here, okay? And then dividing 600 by 24, there will be a 4 and 24. I think this is the answer. Yeah, 24 kilometer per hour. This is the average velocity. And then they asked me, what is harmonic mean? Actually, at that time, I didn't know the answer. Many of you will know what is harmonic mean, but I, at that time, only knew what is arithmetic mean, what is geometric mean, but I didn't know what is harmonic mean. The reason why they asked me what is harmonic mean is that this question, average velocity one, it can be easily solved by this finding this harmonic mean. Harmonic mean of n numbers, say x1, x2, x3. So harmonic mean of such n numbers is given by n by 1 by x1 plus 1 by x2 plus like that plus 1 by xn. Okay, so here for this problem, the two velocities that was given was 30 kilometer per hour and 20 kilometer per hour. So if we are finding the harmonic mean of that two velocities, what we get is harmonic mean is equal to 2, because there are two numbers, 1 by 30 plus 1 by 20 is equal to 2 by 20 plus 30 by 600 is equal to 2 into 600 divided by 50. Then the answer will be 224, right? So that is harmonic mean. Okay. Moving on to the third question. This question was actually asked in Bark, not for PhD, but I still find it a good question. So you should know how to answer this. It is askable in PhD interviews as well. So the question is like this: write a 2 by 2 matrix, and suppose that matrix is A. Find A raised to 100. Okay, we have to write a 2 by 2 matrix. Okay, which is A. Okay, any matrix. Suppose it is like this: 1 minus 1, any number, 2, 4. Okay, suppose this is the matrix that we are considering. Okay, and we have to find A raised to 100. So how to do it? Many of you will know it, but for those who don't know, so this 1, 2 minus 1, 4 raised to 100. So we have to find this. So there is a simple method. Just diagonalize this matrix, and that diagonalized matrix only will have only diagonal elements, right? Which are actually eigenvalues. Just I will show that. Okay, we have to find a raised to 100. Okay, so this can be done easily. We just have to diagonalize this matrix, which means like this. We can write A as P D P inverse. I suppose many of you know this method. Okay, where D is the diagonal matrix of A. Okay, first of all, first step is that let's find D, diagonalized matrix. Simply, you have to find the eigenvalues. Okay, for finding D, you just have to find the eigenvalues of A, and you know how to do it, right? For those who don't know, just write it like this: 1 minus lambda minus 1 to 4 minus lambda. Okay, determinant of this thing is equal to 0, which means 1 minus lambda into 4 minus lambda, 1 minus lambda into 4 minus lambda, okay, plus 2 is equal to 0, which means, so we will get like this, a quadratic equation. Okay, you can solve it by any method, so we can factorize it. So any two number which when added gives minus 5, and when it is multiplied we should get 6. So what is those numbers? It is simply minus 3 and minus 2, right? Minus 3 minus 2 minus 5, minus 3 into minus 2, 6, right, equal to 0, which means lambda can be 2 or 3. So these are the eigen values. Now we have to find the eigen vectors. So taking the first eigenvalue, lambda 1 is equal to 2, we can write Ax is equal to lambda 1x, which means Ax is equal to 2x. So then we know A is 1 minus 1, 2, 4, right? Yeah, 2, 4. And X, suppose this is X1, X2, okay, is equal to 2, X1, 2, X2. Then what we can do now is X1 minus X2 is equal to 2x1, right? Minus x2 is equal to x1, which implies x2 is equal to minus x1, right? Yeah. Then we can write it like this: x is equal to x1, x2, right? It's equal to x1, and x2 is minus x1, minus x1. Then just write the numbers. Divide the elements by x1. So 1 minus 1. So this is the first eigenvector. Okay, corresponding to lambda 1 is equal to 2. So for eigenvalue lambda 2 is equal to 3, we write it similarly: Ax is equal to lambda 2x, x is equal to 3x. Then we write it in like explicit form. Then we get this equation, this row into x1, x2 is equal to 3x1. We will get this equation. We get x2 is equal to minus 2x1, putting the value minus 2x1 and dividing x1 on all element, dividing each element by x1, we get x2 to be 1 minus 2. This is the eigenvector corresponding to eigenvalue 3. Okay, then so I will restate again. We have a matrix A is equal to 1 minus 1, 2, 4, and we have to find A raised to 100. Okay, for that we are writing A as P into D P inverse, where D is the diagonal matrix of A. For finding the diagonal matrix, we have found out the eigenvalues as lambda 1 is equal to 2, lambda 2 is equal to 3, and the eigenvectors as lambda x1 as 1 minus 1 and x2 as 1, 2. Writing it in a summary, A is this one. We have to find A raised to 100. For that, we are writing A as P into D into P inverse, where D is the diagonal matrix of A. For finding the diagonal matrix, we are finding the eigenvalues. We have found out the eigenvalues to be lambda 1 is equal to 2, lambda 2 is equal to 3, and the corresponding eigenvectors to be x1 is equal to 1 minus 1, x2 is 1 minus 2. Okay, so now we can write A to B. So what is P? P, you just have to stack these eigenvectors 1 minus 1, 1 minus 2. That is, first write x1 and then write x2, 1 minus 2. This is P. And what is D? D, just write the eigenvalues 2, 3, okay, as diagonal elements 2, 3, 0, 0. And here it is P inverse. We have to find P inverse. So find P inverse. Finding P inverse is simple. There is a trick to find the inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix. So this is P, right? So this is P. This is P. So we have to find P inverse. To find the inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix, we just have to multiply the reciprocal of the determinant of that matrix into, we just have to interchange these elements, that is 1 and minus 2, 1, and change the sign of these elements. Okay, here it is minus 1, put 1. Here it is 1, so minus 1, like that, is equal to, what is determinant of P? Minus 2 plus 1, which is minus 1. So this is minus 1. So 1 by minus 1 into this will give 2, 1, minus 1, minus 1. Okay, so that's it. So this is P inverse. Just add it here. Let's multiply here. 2, 1, minus 1, minus 1. Okay, that's it. Now it is simple. A is equal to, write P as it is. Okay, and then for diagonal matrix 2 raised to 100. Okay, 0, 0, 3 raised to 100. So it is sufficient to take the to put the powers to the diagonal elements. Okay, so it is that much easy into P inverse. Okay, this is A raised to 100. Okay, this is A raised to 100. That's it. Which is equal to 1, 1, minus 1, minus 2. Okay, is 1 into 2 raised to 100, 0, 0, 3 raised to 100 into what is the thing is 2, 1, minus 1, minus 1. 2, 1, minus 1, minus 1. Okay, now multiply these two matrices, which means 2 raised to 100 and here 3 raised to 100 minus 2 raised to 100 and minus 2 into 3 raised to 100 into 2, 1, minus 1, minus 1. We just have to do one more multiplication, which is given by, we get it like this, 2 raised to 1 not 1 minus 3 raised to 100. Okay, then 2 raised to 100 minus 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 2 rais minus 3 raised to 100 minus 2 raised to 100, okay, minus 2 raised to not 100, 101, 101, okay, plus 2 into plus 2 into 3 raised to 100, okay, and then minus 2 raised to 100, okay, plus 2 into 3 raised to 100. So that's it. So that's the answer. That's it. You don't have to write until this. So even if you do, when you start doing, and even in the middle of the calculation, they will stop you. If they recognize that you know how to do these things, they will stop in the middle. So it will not be essential for you to do the completely. They will stop you in the middle. So you might think that this takes long, right? There are there are a lot of steps involved. So this will not be asked in PhD interviews. But here, what they will see is that how you are initiating. Even they can stop you in the middle, but it is more probable for them to stop you in the middle. If you are doing if you know how to do it, and you started doing it, and you are properly following these steps, then even in the middle they will stop you, because they only want to check whether you know how to do it. Even if you commit a numerical mistake, it is not at all a problem in PhD interviews. How you approach this question? You have to find a raised to 100. You have considered 2 by 2 matrix. How are you approaching? This is the method. So do you know this method? That's the only thing they will check. Do you know what is diagonalized matrix? How to find it? Okay, that's what they check. Okay, so kindly give importance to it. So that's it. So these are the questions that I have collected that I think are important for PhD interview. Apart from all these questions, it is very much important to see the graphs and how to plot them, because graph plotting is a must question in any PhD interviews related to physics. So it is very much necessary to see how to draw the graphs, what are the steps that must be followed. So I have discussed that in detail. I have included all the possible functions that they can ask you in these interviews, as well as I have given how to do it in simplified steps in my intro video. You can click the video from here. I have also included one general proof that is mostly asked in interviews, where I have proved the arithmetic mean is in general greater than or equal to the geometric mean. So also check that out. So all these are present in this intro video that you can see here. Also, I have discussed what are the important topics that you should see in mathematical physics. Only see these topics. They will not ask you apart from this. So kindly check this video where I have discussed all the important topics as well as all the possible functions that can be asked to you in PhD interviews. That's it. Thank you.